Well, a few weeks back, there was a video that was leaked where somebody had a point of view version of Minecart Madness out in Super Nintendo World in Japan that was showing obviously aspects of this ride. And a lot of people were critical of certain aspects of it as it's more of a family coaster, which is something that, I fully expected it to be given it's a Nintendo brand. But there was an aspect or an area of the ride that a lot of people were very critical of as it almost looked unthemed. You could see what just looked like just a regular rafters, like it didn't fit the overall theming of the land, which brought in a question about, is this the final product? What does this look like? And at the time I even said, I think that this was probably taken very early in the process and this part may be completed. And a lot of people were saying, is this going to be how it is in Epic Universe? But it looks like from some new videos that we have of this, that this area is not what it looked like in this original point of view video that was leaked out. So what we're going to do today is go through both of these and compare it, as I think this is probably the one that we're going to see after this one of the final product we will see in Epic Universe. And I think this is much more what people are expecting in terms of the quality that we're expecting from Epic Universe and also Nintendo, as Nintendo is very notorious for being very particular about their brand. And I had also said, given it's Nintendo, given it's Universal, I don't think that this is going to be the final product when you see it in Epic Universe. So we're going to go through these, compare them, and give some thoughts on it. So hi, I'm Jared with Capture the Magic. And again, this is the point of view version that we made a video on a few weeks ago talking about this. And again, this is, I believe, was probably earlier on in the process, not as close to it opening. So we'll just play this through here, and I'll pause it on the part that a lot of people had questions about. And some people were critical, saying it doesn't seem very thrilling. But again, this is a family-based roller coaster. It's Nintendo. It's a family-based brand. It fits in line with what I was expecting it to be. But one thing as well is, like, it's hard to really understand on a point of view version in a video like this of what it'll feel like, because you're going to have elements where you're like jumping gaps in the track. So I definitely feel like this will be more thrilling than what you're able just to see in a point of view version of a video. But it's something that I do think will be a very popular ride regardless here. But I will pause it. Upcoming here on this part. And it was in here. And you can see here, this does not look themed one bit. A lot of light in here. You've got just metal rafters here. And this is supposed to be where it looks like there's a train coming and you do a switchback and things like that. And I had said at the time, I thought this was earlier on in the process of testing perhaps, or maybe if this was how it is, they did have delays on this ride getting it open in Japan, that perhaps they just left this part unfinished for the time being to get the ride open, and they would go back to this at some point, or maybe work overnight when the park's closed to finish up this area. But, I had said I don't think this is going to be the final product we see in Epic Universe. Well, what points to that is some new video we have of this, as now Donkey Kong Country and Minecart Madness are open in Japan. And we can take a look at this version, and I think it looks much better than what we see right here. And this is a higher quality, camera than the last one as well. The last version as well, it could be that perhaps the camera they were using was picking up more light than, you would be able to see with your eyes. That is something that people talked about, which could be the case here. And we'll let this play until that point just to compare the two. But I mean, I think again, that's going to feel like you're jumping. And again, this almost looks, from this camera here, it almost looks like animation when you're looking at parts of this. But I definitely think the higher quality camera here does give a better idea of what this will be like. And this is that same area, and in here you can see it is completely dark. So that area there probably wasn't changed in theming. It's probably an aspect that you're not supposed to be able to see due to low light. And again, we can see this, and we go through this whole area, and it is in the dark until you get here. And I think this is much more what everybody was expecting. And I think this is what you'll see in Epic Universe. But again, just looking at this aspect of it here, I definitely think that this is what we can expect to see in Epic Universe, and much more in the lines of what everyone's expecting. Is when something's in the dark, you're not expecting it to look to have all these areas themed if you're not going to be able to see it. So again, it may have just been a glitch or something. The camera could have picked up more light, but I think that this looks much better. And I know some people have brought into question about the thrilling aspect of this ride. Is it go too slow and things like that? But again, it's a family roller coaster. It's a Nintendo brand. It's going to be very popular. I think it'll be more thrilling again than what you're able to really see in a video here. but I think it fits into the brand very well, and it's probably much in the line of like Slinky Dog Dash at Hollywood Studios in terms of that level of a roller coaster. Nothing that's crazy, no inversions and things like that, but you can see here, you know, they got the golden banana. Like, I think it'll be a very cool ride. I think regardless, it's going to be a very popular ride. But I was happy to see this as I saw some more footage come out. There's multiple footage of this now you can find. I'm not sure on the filming policy out in Japan. I know in Universal Studios Florida, I don't believe you'll be able to film, or you're not supposed to, on these rides unless you've got, you know, special permission. But I was happy to see what looked like that area is now, you know, what it's supposed to look like. It's a dark area. It's supposed to look like something's coming at you and you jump the track. So I just want to point that out and show that, because I definitely think that's much more in line with what I was expecting, what other people are expecting. And if you had worries about this ride or the quality of it at all, I think that hopefully will alleviate that. As again, you're talking not only Universal Studios, and I think they're going above and beyond when it comes to Epic Universe, but Nintendo historically as a brand are very, very particular about the things that they associate their brand with. And I just never thought that Nintendo would sign off on an aspect of a ride that has their name and their likeness all over it of being in that low quality. You know, and it's possible Nintendo saw that and said, hey, fix this. We don't want it to look like this. Again, I think that other footage was probably more closer to the time in some ride testing earlier on. But for me, I'm excited for this ride. I'm not expecting it to be the most thrilling thing ever, but given I'm a Donkey Kong fan, I played Donkey Kong Country as a kid, and the idea that I can ride a ride where I'm, you know, seemingly jumping gaps in the track and doing things that I always thought would be fun as a kid is exciting to me. And I think, again, families and kids and adults alike are going to enjoy this ride. And again, if you're looking for much more thrilling rides in Epic Universe, you're going to have Stardust Racers, you're going to have Frankenstein's Experiment in the Dark Universe. So there are going to be more thrilling rides here, but given it's Nintendo and this is much more of a family-based area, this is about in line what I've been expecting from it. But I was very happy to see this. But I just want to make a video pointing that out and going over that and updating everybody there. But either way, that's going to be it though for this video. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, do you think this looks better than what you were expecting? Are you happier that this maybe was fixed, or this is the final product and how it will look perhaps in Epic Universe? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.